My name is Josh at Iverson Tile and Stone, and I'm here to demonstrate chip repair on India Copper Brown Granite. And the first thing you do is you can clearly see the chip. I've used a grinder blade to simulate the chip. The first thing that needs to be done is to color the inside of the granite, and I've chose to use brown and black mortar color with a little moisture to activate the dry tint. Coloring the chip first is best because the Fillachip relies on the ultraviolet rays to penetrate the glue, so you have to color it first. If you try to mix colorant with the adhesive, it doesn't harden as well. Next step is to add the mylar form, which I've bent into a 45-degree angle to match the edge work. I set that on there and take a piece of tape and tape that on there just to hold it into place for now, because I'll be pulling this back to apply the Fillachip. As I apply the Fillachip glue, I concentrate on the front of it first, which is the most important right here. Okay? Once the glue is in there and I'm satisfied that it's to the bottom of the chip, I add the ultraviolet light to harden it. Sometimes it only takes 15 or 20 seconds, but if your batteries are weak, it can take a minute or two sometimes. And the deeper the chip, the more Fillachip, the longer it takes to harden it. It's ideal for surface chips. You can put that on there and you can never even know they were there. Once the Fillachip is hardened, remove the light, remove the form or the plastic mylar that comes with it, and you can already see how clean it looks. You take a clean razor blade to remove the excess Fillachip glue just on the face. We're going to have to repeat this process on the surface most of the time. So I remove the excess Fillachip with a razor blade just on the face of the profile till it's nice and flat. Then I move to the top surface. Go across that slightly with the blade, and like I said, this one is the one that usually takes 2 applications to get that filled up on top now. So I'm going to take my Fillachip again, fill the excess hole there, then take another piece of flat mylar across the top. So I set that on there, then I put the ultraviolet light to it, let it set for a little while. On both surfaces of the profile and the surface, a razor blade cleans it off really well, but not so much on the bevel itself. That's a little different with the bevel. The bevel I usually apply a little sandpaper across it, but we'll get to that as soon as I get the surface cleaned up here. As you scrape the excess Fillachip off until the surface is completely flat. Now a little bit of silicon carbide sandpaper to take and that doesn't scratch the granite as long as you don't try and push really hard. Take the excess Fillachip off. Follow that up with a little 500 sandpaper to keep it nice and smooth and even. Now, if you notice the chip, the adhesive itself is not shiny at this point. That's because the sandpaper and the razor blade dull it. Well, to polish that up, the Fillachip Kit comes with a polisher, but it's the same thing as flits, commonly used in the fiberglass industry. So I just take a little bit of flits, and it doesn't take much of this stuff. On the edge of a clean rag, put the flits on there. And this doesn't affect the granite. It's like a rubbing compound, but it's not strong enough to hurt the granite. And it polishes the Fillachip adhesive. And you can't even tell it was there. And I found my customers like this repair so much better than the polyester adhesives. It really works good and it's quick. That's all I have. Thank you.